Welcome to this episode Regulatory Compliances in the Pharma 4 Era. What top management needs to know. As you know, we are having this channel podcast focused on Center of Excellence Pharma 4. My name is Jayan Joshi. I am having about 45 years of experience with passion for adoption of emerging technologies to achieve business excellence, mainly in pharma and regulatory industry. We already have a YouTube channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4, where there are more than 200 videos are there. Please visit and share and subscribe. We also have launched a course, Smart Manufacturing in Pharma, on Udemy platform. Please visit that platform and see this course also. Now we have launched a podcast channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4. And this is a new episode which I am conducting today. As you know, regulatory requirement and compliances is the main important for the pharma and regulatory industry. So let's look at it, how this regulatory landscape is getting evolved and how it is going to be part for the pharma 4. The regulatory requirement, expectations and requirements are changing continuously. Here we are going to give emphasis on how this shift will place towards the proactive and a risk-based approach in Pharma 4. Importance is in the data integrity and security. Importance of using the data integrity by design is very important in Pharma 4. And as you are aware, a huge number of data is getting generated, created, and used for analysis. And this requires a security also. So we have to design a strategies for maintaining the data security also and how it can be leveraged for advanced analytics. Real-time compliance monitoring. How this Pharma 4 will enable continuous monitoring of all manufacturing processes from regulatory compliance angle and what benefits it can generate due to early detection and resolution of the compliance issues during manufacturing, during quality, how it gets integrated. Streamlining the regulatory processes. Discussions is on how digital transformation can simplify regulatory submissions and approvals. As you know, pharma regulatory compliances requires lot of documentation and also 21 CFR Part 11 requirement. And how digital technologies can help to simplify all this data compliance and submission of the documents. It has also good potential for a faster and more efficient interaction with regulatory bodies because the document sharing becomes much easier. Quality management in Pharma 4. Integration of quality control with automated manufacturing processes is a key part. Importance of maintaining the strong quality culture along the side of technology advancement can really help to implement Pharma 4 and support the regulatory compliances. Challenges and risk mitigation. Addressing the potential regulatory challenges is very important, and with new emerging digital technologies, it really becomes very easy, even though there is a challenge from shifting from manual processes to digital transformation. But once that has been completed, the risk is also minimized because of the controls maybe due to this cybersecurity and authorities and those responsibility. So that risk is also considered while transforming the digital transformation. Here, the role of leaders is very important. Top management must understand that what are the challenges in transformation from legacy system to digital system, and how championing can initiate the pharma for support requirements and all. Guidance on fostering compliance based culture in the digital transform organization is very important. That plays a crucial role. Future of the regulatory compliances. As we are moving from legacy to digital, there are more and more compliances are getting generated. So system should be such that the predictions of how regulatory expectations can be supported by adopting digital tools or moving to the pharma for needs to be considered. And then that is going to be the future to which we have to really think about it and start incorporating it while doing a planning for digital transformation. Preparing the upcoming changes is also to be considered. As the businesses are becoming more complex, digital supply chain is considering it's integrating various stakeholders from procurement, suppliers to transportation and reaching to the customer is a big challenge. And at every stage, there are compliance requirements are there. Now, this all requires a strategies to be designed and to be used, to be implemented. And designing that is a main challenge. So here I'm going to discuss some few steps how it can be done. So during this implementation, holistic approach is very important. Your strategy must include it's a people, processes, and technologies. So aligning quality control with manufacturing system, distribution system, logistics systems with a control strategy that what data will get generated, how it will get compiled, how the operating model will be there to help and use the data seamlessly across the whole organization. And how this development and operations will take place. You have to really think about that strategy in the beginning. Leveraging real-time monitoring of the data analysis. Utilize advanced technologies to enable continuous real-time data capture and monitoring the manufacturing processes will allow to have a proactive identification and do the necessary rectification of the issues of any deviation which are likely to come in future. Future in the sense in that manufacturing process, in the batch or in the product or something like that. This is what it is a consideration which someone has to take into consideration. Then the next challenge is adopt the data integrity by design. Just now, controlling, monitoring the data is not just an issue, but using that data in an integration for previous or the next steps is very important. That data integrity really helps into the entire manufacturing process, and then that implementation will do data collection, storage, analysis, everything will there. And that data integrity really helps in resolving all regulatory compliances issues because there is a traceability for all the data. Developing standardized data formats. If you see in a present legacy system, the data is stored in a various silos and it is only supporting that particular department's requirements. But is when it comes to integrating with other departments or other manufacturing process, it becomes very difficult. So you have to design and standardize all those data format It's not just a format, but it's a data structure also, which is very important. And then that ensures the consistency across the system, and that helps to facilitate regulatory reporting much more easier. Then it comes to implement automated compliance checks. If you use artificial intelligence and machine learning to automate this regulatory compliance check and reporting, you already have a standard reporting format as per requirements of regulatory requirement. And then this simplifies and generating those standard reports in a fully correct manner, and that also helps in automate auditing audits and automation, so that no, your industry standards are maintained as well as reporting becomes much more easier. Our experience is that maybe you can have 30 to 40% savings in the time, and that can lead to improving the productivity of quality department also. Foster collaboration with the regulatory bodies. Constantly engaging proactively with the regulatory agencies or the audits ensure the alignment of the new technologies or new digital technologies which are adopted, and how this processes can be generating the data required as per the regulatory requirement, and that simplifies and that seamlessly shares the data for all the manufacturing processes. This also requires an investment in training and education. The skills which are there are presently familiar with only legacy system, manual system. For transferring to the new digital systems requires a new training from for the employees as well as the sharing with the, all the stakeholders. They also need to know how that data is going to come, how what decisions can be taken. So it is to be a data-driven decision-making system, and this can implications have the compliance requirements also. Another key area which is a new technology which is really coming up is a blockchain technology. Implementing blockchain can enhance the traceability and transparency in the complete supply chain, which ensure the product authenticity and also facilitate the regulatory oversight also. So that's got a huge benefits coming up, and this needs to be considered while designing, developing, training, implementing this new digital technology. Implementing these strategies can really to help the present complex regulatory landscape for the pharma for, and it becomes very easy and it becomes a data driven system in the regulatory compliances. Another thing which is catching up for the pharma for is electronic logbooks, which can significantly keep track about the data, data compilation, data creation, data integrity, and shares with all stakeholders, and that has got several key mechanisms. So let's look at it how electronic logbooks can help in implementing digital technologies also as well as the helping regulatory compliance. It has got a first benefit is automated data capture. Electronic logbooks automate the documentation of manufacturing production processes and then the data. This reduces the human error and ensure the data is attributable, legible, contemporaneous, original, and accurate. The real-time monitoring also keeps track about this data into the electronic logbook, and that enables continuous real-time monitoring of this critical parameters of the processes and allowing immediate detection and correlations into the deviation. So it's a faster data compilation as well as the uh, algorithm can help to take a necessary corrective action, and then that process really comes so faster instead of some manual processes, and then those deviations can help to improve the product quality. So accessing the controls. So the robust security measures, including user authentication, role-based access control, protecting the data from unauthorized access, and everything is really taken care, which is a part of regulatory compliance requirement, and that ensure the, as I mentioned earlier about like cybersecurity, assures the data quality, data integrity also. And this can lead to a good audit trace. So a detailed time-stamped audit trace can also get automatically generated, and this captures all changes made into the data, including user identification and reasons for the changes, facilitates the traceability and accountability and all. And many more benefits are coming up. So how this digital technologies can help in maintaining regulatory compliances, that is a part of this particular episode. Then comes to the data validation. So the building up of this data validation and errorless checking is a main feature to prevent errors in manual data errors which can get created by human being, and inconsistency in data entry and improving the accuracy also. Another benefit is from the electronic signatures. This supports the compliant electronic signatures also by only authorized personnel who are allowed to approve this critical data and maintain it around that. Another benefits are like data backup and archiving it. Secure data, automated backup, and archiving features are the benefits of this electronic logbook, and this prevents data loss and ensure the long-term accessibility. Integration with other manufacturing systems. So seamless integration with the other existing system like manufacturing execution system or enterprise applications. This data consistency and operational visibility also helps to this data to other stakeholders who can take a necessary corrective action into complete supply chain management systems also. Thus, by implementing these features, electronic logbook significantly improves the data integrity, enhances regulatory compliances, and streamlines the pharmaceutical manufacturing processes. Now, what are the main challenges in this transitioning from paper-based logbooks to this electronic logbooks? Let's think about those also. The first is the high implementation cost. Significant investment is really required in building up this infrastructure, software, training to the employees to implement this electronic logbook system, because this requires investment into infrastructure, as I mentioned, in having those sensors, capturing the data, the right sensors, selection of those sensors, authenticating the data capture, somebody has to validate it and all that. So those are the issues are there. This also requires a resistance to change. As we see normally, the employees are habituated with the manuals working. So these paper-based processes may resist to shifting to the automating, adopting this new digital technologies, which necessitates the effective change management strategies also to shift to manual systems to the automated system. Integration with the legacy system, as I mentioned earlier, many pharma companies have their other outdated systems also, and they are now in process. There is a resistance to change, And then when you are talking about integrating the data from those systems to the new digital system or electronic logbooks and all that, this is a quite complex process and a time consuming, requires a lot of efforts. Then comes to the data migration and integrity. Transferring this existing data from paper to digital formats while ensuring the data integrity and compliances with regulation is very challenging. Training and skills gaps. As I mentioned earlier, there is a resistance to change. So you need to have training, and staff must be familiar, they must be motivated, they must be also enthusiastic. So we have to build up some sample cases, show them the results, then they get motivated, and then build up their skills to these new technologies. And then that requires a training, and you have to draw a training plan for them also. Then come the regulatory compliances, ensuring that the new electronic this logbook system is requires a stringent regulatory standards also. So that once it has been audited and it's been compliant to 21 CFR Part 11, is assured or it's accepted by the auditors and audit firms actually. But this is a step for. Then comes the cybersecurity concerns, as there is going to be a huge data compiled from sensors, from machines directly into the system, and electronic logbook is generated through the digital technologies, increases the vulnerability to the cyber attacks, because it's going to, that data is going to get transferred from one place to another, maybe going to the cloud technologies and all. So this requires a strong, robust cybersecurity measures also. So adopting the system, checking the system, installing system, training the people is the main challenge, and that's a big concern. System reliability. Hardware and software may have some problems and can disrupt the operation, necessitating the reliable systems and backup procedures are also to be evaluated and to be implemented. Workflow disruption. The transition process is temporarily disrupts maybe sometime, no, when you are shifting from one system to another, and then that may impact onto the productivity for a short term. So which needs to be taken into consideration. And finally, that data accessibility and sharing. As we say, this data is also going to be shared across the organization, and this is what is the Pharma 4 requirement. It should have a seamless data sharing across the complete system. This is what I just mentioned earlier in the blockchain also. That system from procurement of the data to the finished product or the product reaching to the patient or customer is to be connected. And then, so that data accessibility and sharing is a very important thing. And then that requires not only access control, but facilities from data sharing and everything in the whole organization, and which is a very challenging task actually. So addressing these challenges requires a very careful planning, investment into training, collaboration with the technology partners, and a phased implementation plan for the smooth transitioning from paper-based system to the electronic logbooks to support to the regulatory requirements into Pharma 4. I just discussed briefly about this regulatory requirements and the Pharma 4. You will definitely find some of the relevant videos onto our YouTube channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4, where there are more than 200 videos are there. Please have a look at those videos also. Please subscribe, share with your network also. I'm quite sure they will be very useful to you. We also have a course on smart manufacturing in pharma on Udemy platform. Please have a look at those knowledge base over there also. Share that comment, suggest maybe the future requirements also from your side, and share with your network. And this is a new podcast channel which we have launched on Center of Excellence Pharma. And this is a new episode uh, focused on two regulatory compliances for the Pharma 4. Do subscribe this channel also, share with your network, and suggest what are the new challenges or the topics which you would like us to discuss. Thank you. Bye.